lyricist, composer, producer, a very adamant non-conformist. Yes, he doesn't toe the line at all. He is in his own lane, and you dare not tell him to change. M3NSA is his proper name, the one in his passport, but everybody calls him Mensa. He is our guest this morning for TV3Newday Entertainment. He's not in studio, but of course, technology has made it possible. He is on Zoom this morning. Mensa, if you can hear me, Akwaba.
Yeah, thank you.
You can hear me loud and clear?
Yes. Loud and clear. It's
fantastic. Now, so the song we listened to before we got to this conversation is what? Eyes But No Eyes?
Yes.
And this is on the Bonze album. That's your newest release. Bonze no me boniye. That this thing, no, did I pronounce it well?
You know what? So far, you are the one who has pronounced it the best.
Standing ovation
because actually the name is from Bonze, which means, you know, let your voice be heard. So the way you've said it is closest to the original
very
name.
much.
I love it.
I tried.
You made me love my name all over again.
M3NSA. Listen, where have you been? It's been 10 years after you released number 1 Mango Street.
Yeah.
What have you been up to? Was it a deliberate attempt to get us missing you and asking, where's Mensa, where's Mensa? Non-conformist, where have you been?
I mean, yeah, in terms of like solo projects, I've, you know, number 1 Mango Street was my last album, but as you know, I was doing the FOKM Boys stuff. We've made 3 films since then, and we've also been touring quite extensively, and I've just been honing my skills more as, you know, as a producer and as a father to some children.
Wait. No. Are you disowning them already? It's an honorable thing. So why are you saying father to some children? How many of them, by the way?
Oh, my children, they are plenty. Some of them I'm adopting them to. I have 3 girls.
How many boys?
No boys.
So you have 3 girls.
Yes.
How many guns have you bought, by the way? How many of them are hiding
under
your
need
bed?
It. They're all taking this in.
What in?
Martial arts lessons. So they'll protect themselves.
So you're empowering them to be able to defend themselves. Even if daddy is not there, they should be fine.
It's annoying. Yeah, it's annoying that, you know, we always have to have this conversation, because really I think people with sons should rather be educating their sons so that they can leave our daughters alone, you know, so they can just be.
So you with the daughters don't need the education. It's the ones with the sons who must be
they are the ones who need to teach them to behave themselves, you know, so
that they don't come and affect your girl children,
and disturb them, you know. So fathers should teach their sons.
All right, fathers, if you're out there and you're listening, Mensa is asking and advocating that you teach your sons to behave properly. But tell me, I mean, I've said it many times right now, even in the last few moments, that you are a non-conformist artist when it comes to music and your act and all that you do. When it comes to fatherhood, what is it like for you?
Oh, it's a different experience altogether.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, my children have me wrapped around their fingers, you know, and it doesn't matter who I am outside in the world. It's like when I come, I'm daddy, I'm just at their service, at their disposal. And really, it's like fatherhood is probably the biggest education for me, you know, in terms of really understanding. It helps me to understand even me, myself, you know, how I got to where I am, you know, because you're constantly learning from children through the expressions, because children are also super honest. So if you are doing some nonsense, they tell you straightforward, and you have to check yourself if you are that kind of parent who you know, understands that children have to have a say in the household and have their own identity and things like that. So for me, it's a constant learning experience. To be honest with you, I'm always looking for ways to be a better father, because generally, if I'm able to do that, then it makes me a better person generally.
Do they ask a lot of questions?
My children, they will ask. There's no question that they will not ask.
Everything and nothing.
Question. Everything from LGBTQIA to Daddy, what kind of, did you know anything in school?
Great.
You think you know everything?
Great. So okay. So I think I can ask you this then.
Yeah.
When it comes to this whole topic of LGBTQIU, VW, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, by the way. Now, you and your friend Kubolo have championed this cause for some time now. We've gotten your opinion and 2 cents on how you feel about it. Now, there's a bill that's about to be passed. I'm sure you're aware what's happening in the country. What's your take on it? Tell us. What's still your stance on this whole LGBTQ matter?
I mean, it's a couple of things. I feel like, for one, if a lot of people are saying that it's against, you know, the Christian view or whatever it is. First of all, Ghana is not a religious country; it's a secular country. So I don't know why.
By whose definition? By your definition, it's a secular country.
Yeah, it's not. Ghana. No, by law, Ghana is not a religious. It's not a religious country. That's by law. It's a secular country. We go by a constitution, not by a religious
values.
10 commandments. Yeah.
But we have traditional values as well. So the bill is not only
if we want
for...
to go down, no, I understand. If we want to go down that lane in our tradition, if we are really being honest and not let hatred lead our intentions, in our traditions, we've always been very inclusive of people who are different, people who are of different sexual orientations. It's just that we have forgotten that that's who we are. You know, if you look into our history of a lot of African history, you know, people who are, binary or don't attest to one gender or whatnot have always been accepted. It's not, we don't attack people for being different. That's not our nature.
But traditionally, go a little back in the day. Do you know of anybody who was gay back in the day in Yasantua's time? If you have names, you can let us have these names.
I don't want to be offensive, right? I don't want to be offensive.
Right,
but
right.
It's interesting that you've mentioned Yasantua. I mean, Yasantua was the most masculine and somebody who didn't allow her gender or whatever it is to determine her capabilities, right, or her fates. You know, you never know if Yasantua even wanted to be identified as a man or as a woman. She's just a human being. My people are in trouble. I'm here to lead them. That's all that matters. You know, I mean, she had all the attributes of what you would call a male warrior. She was accepted. Do you see what I'm saying? But we are now following things that we don't even know anything about.
That debate is so huge. We could go on and on and on and on and on. So,
you know, I mean, Christianity is supposed to be a religion of love.
Okay.
That's all.
We'll put that on the shelves for now. Later on at a good time. Later on at a good time, we can come to it. But it's been 10 years. And outside the blue, you're here with Bonze, as it's written on the album. What's your inspiration, and why do you even still want to do music after 10 years? Where is this coming from?
Okay, I mean, I never stopped. You know, for those who know like my background, I've been a musician. I've been, you know, attempting to be a musician since I was a teenager. And for me, it wasn't something that I was doing because of the fame or because, you know, it makes me look cool or whatever. It really is something I'm very passionate about.
Right.
And my approach towards it has always been like, you know, like a job, like a normal career that, you know, you just grow within and develop your skills and try different things, you know, like anybody would do, like if you worked in a bank or whatever, you know. And I've been very lucky to have remained relevant because of my approach towards it. I'm just constantly learning and just trying things, and I've been able to, you know, work with some of the most amazing musicians in the world, be it locally or on the continent or, you know, in Europe or America. And I'm in no rush to reach a certain point, you know. So Bonzi, really, that's why it's called Bonzi. I mean, it's like, it really is just it's a reflection of my life in the last 10 years, you know, what I've been able to do with myself, the new things I've learned, my experiences, my new family, what's going on in the world and things like that. So it's a great joy for me, you know, to just be able to create without feeling like I'm in competition with anybody or anything.
So in getting ready for this interview, I read about Bonze a little bit, and it's telling me that it's thank you. And it's telling me that it's a connection of individual stories, your own personal family life stories that you have put on this album. Tell me, how many songs are on this Bonze album?
We have 11 songs.
11 songs, and yes. I know you've worked with Asha back in the day and stuff like that. Who are these artists that you have put on this album, or is it just you for now?
I consciously didn't put too many features on it because for me also to feature somebody, I feel like I need to have a personal relationship with them.
With the person.
You know? Yeah, so that it's not, so that, you know, when we're talking or when we're writing about something, it's more organic in that sense.
Right.
So I put people who I'm highly inspired by, people who are artists who are friends of mine, whose work I really appreciate, and also artists who perhaps maybe up and coming, and I see their potential and I feel like, oh, I'd like to be a part of this. So I've got Manifest on this, I've got Gasmila on this, I've got one of the Kubala on it, and Ifia. And then I was working with this young producer from Budapest called András Val, who's like an incredible multi-instrumentalist, and you know we were in the same band together, previous band Red. I don't know if you know it. And so that really was it. I just kind of kept it really small and more focused on creating something.
But these are even heavy names that are on there. These are no little names at all. Very heavy names, Manifest and all that. So I can imagine what the sound, the look and feel of this album would be. But tell us, what's the real story you want to tell with this Bonze album?
Okay, so I mean, you know, if you listen to the album, there's many little things happening in there, touching on different things. But for me, the most interesting thing is the process of making the album. I mean, it took me three years, and not because I needed 3 years, but I felt like I didn't want to rush the whole process. You know? I mean, the song with Manifest, both songs, Manifest is on 2 songs. We did those songs in one night. It was moving fast, you know, but for me, I just wanted to take my time. And in between, you know, I went on tour with FOKM Boys. I did an album with FOKM Boys and so on and so forth. And just really taking my time to master myself. You know, I think that's what it's all about. As an artist, you just need to master yourself. And then the process of creating a concept, you know, putting together a team. You know, I've got Irene, you know, who's in Ghana with me, who's kind of, you know, building the concept, the posts, you know, when it's finished, the promotion, everything, creating content around it. That's really what was interesting for me, you know, and that's what really the album is about. It's just like taking your time to create a beautiful, you know, a body of work.
You're speaking to me on Zoom right now, thanks to technology. But in terms of promotion, physically, are you going to be coming down to do some radio, TV tours, media tours?
Absolutely.
Are we to expect that? And probably any concerts for end of year?
100%. Absolutely. I would say end of year because, you know, it's a bit of a conundrum because I'm also very aware of
the times you're in.
Current, and you know, and the times, you know, it's like, you know, just the whole Corona thing and being responsible and doing things in a responsible way. And also I don't want to rush that process. You know, there's so much, you know, ahead of us. So definitely we'll be doing a concert when the time is right. I'll be doing all the radio, the TV, all that stuff. I love that kind of stuff. I love people who say my name properly. So I'll probably come to the studio.
Fantastic. Great. So we've been speaking to Bonze M3NSA, who is out with his newest album. He calls it Bawunze, as in lift your voice, let your voice be heard and all that. Mensa, congratulations on this very one. Just the same way you didn't rush to make it, we don't have to rush to listen to it. You need to take your time to be able to listen to this 11-track album called Bonze. Available everywhere?
Yes, everywhere. All the streaming platforms.
Sure.
And those who are illegally downloading it too.
You see them. You see them. You see them. Mensa, thank you so much for joining us this morning. All the very best with this one that you have just released. We've taken notes of it. We'll do the listening and give you the feedback as well. This is still TV3 New Day. Thank you so much for your time. Bella is joining me with the latest in the world of entertainment. We'll be right back.